Assassination Classroom Season 1, Episode 21.
このアングルだと一部の生徒しか映らないな。いいな。中学生が苦しむ。
Really? That's something that you're into?
中学生たくさん買って毎日ウイルス飲まそうかな。
Oh, what the hell? What does this remind me of? The scratching. Shigaraki, another My Hero Academia crossover. It's very dramatic. It's kind of crazy how quickly this arc escalated and then continued escalating. Feels like we were just in the classroom taking exams. You can tell that from their breathing. I mean, maybe, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, that would have been better if she was aiming for his head. Yeah, they could kill you. Probably. Oh, the lights. Another Metal Gear Solid flashback. Episode 21, XX time. We're going back to the club again? You can shoot the lights, though there's a lot of lights. You can take out the lights. I'm impressed by his aim. Maybe he's going by something other than sight, like sound. Sound? Taste? I like cycled through them, and even though they did the whole ramen thing, I wasn't going to get to that sense. Eliminating sight, the next obvious thing was sound. And he did talk about identifying them from their breathing. Smell even makes some sense. A taste, that's a special one. Yeah, don't give away your position. You can also distract him with sound, no? Oh, hello. You can also shoot him while he's reloading. This is highly dangerous. Yeah, they got number. I like keeping track of their positions. That's crazy. That's probably deliberate. Right, but there's one person with a gun who's not moving. Oh, we switched it up. We can start using nicknames too. Like, useless one. Ponytail. yeah, there you go, there you go. He knows his students, it's paying off. The one who got kidnapped. The one who's really into porn. Science freak. Torture lover. The chunky one. Or however they phrased that, I can't remember. Hefty one? He or she who loves beetles. Also, everyone's looking at that kid and like, oh, you're addicted to maid cafes? That person just deliberately doesn't move. I went to a maid cafe with a friend in Japan and it was an overwhelming experience. I mean, for that matter, it's the same kind of discomfort I get in American restaurants because of tipping, where like they think they have to be really bright and cheerful. And like, I don't need you to be bright and cheerful. Though I'm sure it's tough because I'm sure there are customers who are like, you didn't smile? No tip for you. And also management. Where's your flair, etc. I think the Korean system is a much better fit for my personality, where it's like hit the bell or say over here or over there if you need to order something else. Chopsticks are there, water's there, you're on your own. I mean, it's actually something I miss about America too. Like I enjoy chit-chatting with cashiers. It's weird when it feels forced or like it's just part of the job description. Oh, it's you. They knows everything. It's invasive. Well, he made a big racket. Mission accomplished. Don't do anime grunts. He can hear it. Wow, some encouragement in a moment like this. This is so sweet. At a time like this. Oh, this is a classic mistake, yeah. I get this sometimes. It's interesting. They're gonna make it though. They have the skill. It's just that they're in their own heads. Two things. One, I think it's a mistake to read a lack of visible emotion as an actual lack of emotion, thinking people are robotic or whatever. I think generally people are mostly the same, and people have rich inner worlds. It's just they vary in their means of expression and also how comfortable they feel expressing it. Humans are humans. Decreasingly over time, but I used to get this a lot. Sometimes people got the impression that certain things in shows had no impact on me, even big moments. And I'm sure that was the case sometimes, but typically it's just like I'm processing it internally, you know? Like if I'm thinking about myself not doing it on a video, just watching things on my own, my face is not moving. Part of it I think also is just like this format. I also accept that part of my responsibility is to make that clear because it's a reaction, right? It's just been interesting on my side to see that there's a disconnect where it's like, no, actually I really love this or hated it or whatever. It certainly wasn't emotionless. Secondly, I think his strategy here is really insightful because I think there's something about being allowed to fail that increases your chance of success. The expectation, the hope is that you do your best. That's not necessarily outcome determined. And doing your best probably involves taking your maximal amount of energy and applying it in the most applicable, relevant, productive way. And if a large chunk of your attention is caught up in other other people's expectations, other people's thoughts, all the what if scenarios of your failure. You're robbing the energy out of the actual task. It's kind of like when you're having a really great sequence of flowing thoughts and you think, oh, I'm about to come up with something really good. The thought has just been killed because now you're thinking about the thinking. I also brought this up in Invincible, so forgive me, but I've been thinking a lot about this interpretation I read of the magician card in tarot, where he has one finger pointing to the heavens and one pointing to the ground, where he's connecting the two from potential to tangible reality and creation. And the idea that you don't need to look too hard at the source necessarily or try to bottle it into something you can capture, because you can. It's bigger than you. What you got to focus on is the ground, actually the manifestation, the doing of the thing. And the thing will be there to the extent that you have the skill to channel it. If you start to add anything else in there that isn't just the doing of the thing, it blocks the metaphorical channel. It is there. It will be there. That's one of the nice unburdened things about, like, this is a process. You have multiple iterations. You can try a bunch of times. All right, we see the anxiety. Let's let that slip to the side for now. Let's replace that with what we want to do. And I think this has deep personality significance as well, because there's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of ways things can go. Your success is not guaranteed, but that's sort of like beyond the point. You probably want to use that to just focus on the doing of the thing and trying to be what you want to be. Another thing that can block the channel is the identity of it. Like, if I miss this, I suck. Instead of seeing it as an engagement, you are actively participating in, and that is the point, rather than what it says about you or like what's going to happen, what people will think about you. None of those things are the thing. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, we're all breathing heavily right now. Oh, this is going to be so easy to fake him out. What was that he just shot? Okay, yeah. Where did they get the dummy? He hit something. I don't think he missed. Okay, yeah, there you go. The background. I mean, if you were gonna kill him, you should just shot him. Who brought the dummy? I think I missed a major plot point. How did he make that? I don't know if, like, we should willingly create the situation or embrace the situation, but I guess he's so far above it. Yeah. He's right. But the stakes were so high. Like, I agree with the underlying premise. Like, I really think the only way you can possibly fail is by getting completely taken out physically, or you decide it's too much for you and you're never going to try again and just completely give up. I think if one keeps the focus on the process and the development and the goodness rather than a very specific output or outcome, success is guaranteed, even if that success doesn't look the way you immediately or initially envisioned it. I mean, there are ways in which giving up actually is forward. Like, if you think this is the thing that will give me what I need, and you get really far along that path, and either you realize, oh, this actually isn't what I need, genuinely, or you say, oh, from this I can branch off this way, and that actually is more fulfilling and a higher goal, and so you deviate from the initial plan. That too, I think, is progress. The message kind of gets around the key is to never give up, but I think there's some room for nuance there, where that, I think, applies to the overall spirit of the thing, where you should never give up on the journey, let's say. But I think it's perfectly appropriate to give up on some specifics sometimes, depending on what information you uncover and what opportunities arise. It's not always easy to know, right? And there's also that shockingly devastating idea I uncovered of, like, people getting to the most difficult part of the journey, where right after that would be the success, but then they jump off to a new rung of uninformed optimism. But even that, if you make that mistake enough times, you'll probably figure it out, or just uncover something where, you're willing to carry through to the end. The only real failure is just like, you stop moving, you stop the journey, you stop the pursuit, you stop dreaming, or death. But that's what makes this crazy, is that, like, this actually is a massive game over event, potentially, for all of them. That would be the end, but I get the spirit. Well, he could kill, it's alright. He did that so casually. Speaking of Metal Gear Solid, you just snaked that guy. They're very isolated. They'd actually teamed up. Oh, he's also poisoned, maybe. Don't you risk infecting others? Or it's not transmissible? He's got a big debt, he feels. But his death would be much worse. Can't repay your debt if you're dead. But Nagisa going with it. They even went to the club. God, this is also Metal Gear Solid. You need the freezing thing, the coolant. Who brought coolant? I feel much better now that he's holding the gun. Okay, Shigaraki. Come to think of it, Koro Sensei's greatest weakness is not physical, it's the students. His humanity. Oh, it's you again? Episode 21, Takaoka time. Do you have sweets? Damn, he really took that firing hard. He cannot handle the loss of power. You're gonna punch us some more? Gonna hit us? You can just shoot him. Maybe he just wanted attention. Just wanted to feel powerful again. This is pretty bad. Oh, I see. When he comes out, there's BBs. Yeah, that's what I was saying. He wouldn't do that. Yeah, I can imagine him dying. Though you don't know. I don't know. We don't know the full story of Koro Sensei yet and what's at stake. Though I don't think you would. That's a pretty good plan. I'm super pissed. Oh, this broke him. As someone as prideful as he is, and how deeply insecure he is. Might want to get that looked at. Maybe you need some cream. Yeah, he doesn't care about Koro Sensei or the world. He just needs to right his cosmic scale of justice for embarrassing him. Right. No, you don't understand. There's no way for me to lose because I'm the best. So if somebody else beats me, it's because they cheated. If someone else has more than me, it's because they had an unfair advantage. If someone is succeeding in a way I can't explain, well, they're actually evil. I don't need to look at it. Don't look at it. Don't think about it because they're actually insert evil label. Ooh, sigh of relief. They're just terrible, so I don't need to be jealous of them. I don't need to re-examine anything about what I'm doing. You know what's another one? Wow, look at this scandal they're in. Their love lives are a mess. Huh, sucks to be them. Huge relief. Oh, you had a mildly embarrassing public moment? Well, I guess your life isn't so perfect after all, Mr. Perfect. So embarrassing, so disgraceful that was from you. Sure glad I'm not you. See, this is why what you have isn't important. This is why you gotta toe the line and live a normal life. See what happens when you reach for the sun? I knew that all along, because I'm great. Yep, fair. That said, I deeply want you to like me, or respect me. Fear is respect, right? Fear is the same thing as respect? What do you say about Harry Potter? He's actually more unstable than the guy who eats ramen out of a gun. That's saying something. Well, I did it once. I feel like we got this guy's number, and he's, speaking of being encumbered by emotions, he is not free. He is not channeling the essence of spirit and potential. He's very tightly wound up. It's okay, Nagisa, you can fail. It's alright if you fail. We got your back. There's no pressure. Alright, this is a very elaborate plan, I'll give him that. How can we use this apology for a dirty sneak attack? What's the angle? What's the play? Imagine this just solved it. Imagine this actually worked. Okay, I hate this so much. I hate this. Right, but he's still gonna punish it. Because he wants the upper hand, he wants leverage. Oh my god. That's terrible. We needed that. But now what leverage do you have? Okay, alright, okay. Good for you. You are a big, powerful man. Yes. Not good for him or all the other ones. Maybe we do get a kid murder. What's the secret plan here? What do we do? What was the edge? Do we switch the suitcases? Maybe we didn't and everyone dies and we just murder this dude. This could all be a ploy from Nagisa, maybe. Maybe this is all calculated. I don't know. I don't know. He could just murder him. We could all die. We could all live. This could all be part of the plan. Could be so many things. Okay, murder it is. Or is it? He has a snake tongue. Uh-oh, of course he's here. We're rethinking his choices here. Oh, it's gonna cliffhanger? Oh, damn it. It's gotta be pretty good. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. This definitely feels like the highest stakes moment in the show so far by a huge margin. Is this the XX of prophecy? We're gonna XX this guy with a knife. Remember that time we went to a club? That was fun. Surely he has more antidotes, or he knows how to make antidotes. He knows another way. I think actually we can't kill him, right? He's just gotta conquer this bloodlust and rise above. Keep a cool head, which is part of the training. See through it, see above it. I mean, this guy's so pathetic and weak. He did a great job with this. He caught him off guard. He planned it decently well. He made it very difficult. But like, at his core, there's nothing really threatening about him and his character. There's nothing that is foundationally threatening about him. He's just weak and awful. That's what makes him dangerous. This conflict aside, this episode is one of my favorite little mini moments, little mini teachable moments with the snipers. Really seeing through to their core and understanding them despite them being on the less expressive side of the equation. But yeah, they definitely have rich inner worlds and they're definitely human. They feel things really deeply, maybe too deeply. I also relate to somebody who has moments of neuroticism and over attribute significance to certain individual moments. It's really easy to slip into the thinking that like, this is the point in my life that's make or break, or this is the event that's make or break. And if I mess up this, everything henceforth shall be in ruin. When really in just about every case, if it isn't a life-threatening event, it's probably just a trial you need to go through. And it's great if it goes well, but it's also great if through the failure, you become better at doing the thing you care about or becoming more of the person that you want to become. Most of the time, there's higher goals than what's immediately obvious. Failure in any given moment, you know, extreme lows of any given moment are never a death sentence. You probably will get through them, and when you get through them, you will probably be better off for having gotten through it.